All right, so good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to JPC Watchdog News, which is part of Watchdog Ministries. I'm Jared Wesley Campbell. So, by popular demand, this evening we're going to cover the mystery drones over America the last few months. We're going to talk about the investigations, the theories, and all the speculations. We're going to talk about a lot of things that have been going on since these drones have been sighted. So welcome back to Watchdog News. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow us because we genuinely care about you. In recent months, the United States has seen a surge in reports of mysterious drone sightings, mainly concentrated in the Northeast of America. These sightings have sparked national security concerns, public speculation, and a wave of theories, ranging from foreign surveillance and extraterrestrial activity to classified military operations and even the long-rumored Project Blue Beam conspiracy. Federal agencies, including the FBI, the DHS, and the FAA, are actively investigating, yet still no clear answers have been provided. What are these drones, and who is controlling them, and why now? This is an in-depth report that will examine the phenomenon from all angles, breaking down government responses to expert analysis and the growing public discourse surrounding these events. So we're going to begin by talking about drone sightings and the government response. So following the lifting of the FAA flight restrictions, drone activity has surged in the United States, especially in areas like New Jersey and even in New York. The IGMA Labs, a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon tracking agency, reported receiving over 100 drone sightings in the last 3 weeks, contributing to 22,000 reports since December of 2024 under the Biden administration. It's a lot, 22,000. What are the authorities saying? And what are they still saying? And what have they said? Despite growing concerns, official statements downplay the idea that these drones pose an imminent threat. FBI and DHS investigations, their ongoing efforts to determine the origins and purpose of these drones, have yet to yield any good findings. White House response. Officials suggest that hobbyists or legitimate organizations likely are operating mini drones. Okay. The FAA action. The FAA has struggled to enforce airspace regulations, with many drones operating above military installations, airports, and power grids, suggesting some degree of organization or even coordination. I say so, right? Public speculation and theories. With no clear answers, theories abound, right? Ranging from government cover-ups to secret military testing, right? Here are the leading explanations that I have dug up. Number one, searching for radioactive material. I've covered about this before on my own Facebook page. Some speculate that these drones are being used to track down missing radioactive materials. This theory gained traction after a medical device containing uranium-68, which is a radioactive isotope, went missing in New Jersey. Officials, however, have debunked any direct link between the missing material and the drone sightings. What about extraterrestrial activity? These sightings have reignited discussions about UAPs and UFOs. A PBS Nova documentary, What Are UFOs?, explores encounters where military pilots have reported seeing highly advanced flying objects outperforming known human technology. However, some have theories that the drones could be U.S. military or even foreign military aircraft reverse engineered for UAP technology. Interesting, right? Number three, foreign surveillance, right? Given their proximity to sensitive locations, some officials suspect that these drones could be spying devices operated by foreign powers like Russia, China, or even Iran, or some others. However, there is no conclusive evidence exists tying these sightings to Russia, China, or any other foreign intelligence operations. What is the media frenzy and public reaction to all this? Well, social media and misinformation. Viral videos claiming to show drones have circulated widely on platforms like TikTok, X, and even YouTube, to name a few. Authorities warn that many of these videos are mislabeled, AI generated, or deliberately edited to spread panic. What are some important figures that have weighed in on this? So, former NASA astronaut Leroy Chiao reported a near miss with two metallic flying orbs, suggesting a possible military connection. Interesting. Reality star Bethany Frankel claimed on TikTok that based on conversations with Pentagon insiders, the drones could be sniffing out something dangerous, possibly linked to wartime materials. Wow, okay. Have to filter through, right? Former President Trump at the time, which he's now president, right? So at the time when he was a former president, he revealed that the drones had flown over his Bedminster, New Jersey golf course and vowed to release classified reports once in office, right? Deep government and military connections. The idea that these drone sightings could be part of a classified government project isn't far-fetched. Historical precedents include, let's talk about number one, the Project Blue Book, right? 1947 through 1969. The U.S. Air Force program investigated thousands of UFO sightings before concluding many were unexplainable, but some remain unsolved. That was from the Project Blue Book archives. Right? So, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, the AATIP, 2007 to 2012. It was a Pentagon-funded program that studied unidentified aerial threats. Number three, DARPA and AI-driven drone swarms. The Gremlins and Skyborg programs test anonymous drone swarms capable of complex aerial maneuvers. Could these drones be test flights for a future AI-powered autonomous aircraft? Interesting, right? So Project Bluebeam, is there a plausible connection? So Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory that suggests global elites will stage a fake extraterrestrial event using holographic technology and psychological warfare to unite the world under the New World Order. Interesting, right? With no direct evidence links the drones to such a project, elements of the theory align suspiciously well with current events. The increase in UFO-related media coverage, bam, check. Government releasing disclosure reports and controlled bursts, check. Mass drone formations capable of mimicking alien activity, check. AI-generated misinformation fueling speculation, check. Could these drone sightings be a soft disclosure effort, conditioning the public to accept future aerial phenomena? Interesting, right? Final analysis. What are these mystery drones? Most likely explanations. Military testing. This could be done by AI-driven drone swarms from DARPA and United States Air Force experiments. How about foreign surveillance? Advanced UAV spying on critical U.S. infrastructure. Public hysteria. Social media amplifies ordinary drone activity into something bigger. Least likely, but not impossible. Project Bluebeam. While speculative, the deception technology exists. I'm being objective here, right? And then there's a reason for being objective, right? It's least likely, but we can't rule it out. So Project Bluebeam, while speculative, we do have deception technology, and it does exist. The UFOs and UAPs. There is no definite proof, but some drone behavior remains unexplained. That is true, subjective. The mystery drones could be part of military experiments, surveillance operations, or controlled psychological conditioning. While Project Bluebeam remains speculative, the elements for such an operation, AI drones, media control, and misinformation, are already in place. As investigations continue, the public remains divided. Are these sightings a national security threat or experiment or something much more? Let's move on to my expanded report, right? So I kind of expanded my report a little bit. Are mystery drones part of deep government pattern? Well, I don't know. Let's look at it. Historical government programs and their relevance to today's drone sightings. While the recent U.S. drone sightings are officially under investigation by agencies like the FBI and DHS, there is a historical precedent for covert government programs, psychological warfare, and false flag operations that cannot be ignored. If we analyze these past programs, we'll see patterns of aerial deception, psychological influence, and secret technology development that could parallel the current drone phenomenon. So let's talk about Project MK Ultra, mind control and psychological warfare. Years active, 1953 to 1973. Experiment with mind control, psychological manipulation, and chemical interrogation techniques. What the heck? Tactics used. Drugs like LSD were administered to unwitting subjects. They were put under hypnosis. Subliminal messaging and psychological trauma were tested. Media control and perception management were key interests of the program. Could it be related? Suppose these mysterious drones are part of a government social experiment. In that case, they may be testing mass psychological reactions to sustain aerial phenomenon, similar to how MK Ultra studied responses to stimuli and manipulation techniques. I read declassified CIA MK Ultra documents and also the Senate hearing on MK Ultra. Operations Northwoods, false flag deception. Year proposed 1962. Objective: conduct false flag attacks to justify military action against Cuba. Tactics proposed: staging fake attacks on U.S. soil to incite war, faking airplane hijackings and terrorist attacks, creating false narratives to manipulate public opinion. Could it be related? If these mystery drones were part of a modern false flag, they could be used to justify military action, increase surveillance powers, or manipulate public perception of aerial threats, aligning with Operation Northwoods psychological warfare strategies. Declassified Operation Northwoods document. Number 3, Project Blue Book, the U.S. Air Force, and UFO investigations. We talked about this already. Years active, 1947 to 1969. They investigated UFO sightings and determined if they pose a national security risk. What were the outcomes? Most reports were deemed unexplainable phenomenon. Some unidentified cases were left unresolved. The program ended with no clear answers on unexplained aerial events. Could it be related? With the Pentagon's recent UAP task force and the AATIP investigations, some suspect that these drones could be test flights for reverse engineered aircraft, classified technologies, and part of a controlled aerial deception. Operations similar to how Project Blue Book halted public UFO concerns. The Project Blue Book archives. The AATIP, the Pentagon's secret UFO research program, years active, 2007 through 2012, revealed in 2017. Objective: study UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, whether they threaten national security. Key things here. Some UAPs demonstrated technology beyond known human capabilities. Wow, listen to that. Some of the UAPs demonstrated technology beyond known human capabilities. Boom. Research. The Pentagon acknowledged the reality of unexplained aerial objects. The research remains ongoing, and more declassified reports Research remains ongoing with more declassified reports in recent years. Sorry about that. Could it be related? If the ministry drones have capabilities beyond civilian tech, they could be part of a classified research initiative, either to investigate foreign technology or to monitor UAP activity without public knowledge. The Pentagon UAP Report 2021. Number 5, DARPA, right? AI-driven swarm drones. Years active, 2017 to present. What's the objective? Develop autonomous drone swarms that can be deployed and recovered mid-flight. Key points. Operate in coordinated formations, mimicking UFO-like behavior. It can be controlled remotely or by AI. Used for surveillance, reconnaissance, and combat operations. Look at our background with that drone behind me. See that? Interesting. Could it be related? The mystery, these drones operate in groups, and their behavior aligns with DARPA's project, suggesting these could be classified UAV tests under real-world conditions. DARPA's program overview. The Gremlins Airborne Recovery Demonstration, 2021. The U.S. Air Force Skyborg AI-controlled combat drones. Years active, 2020 to present. Their objective, create AI-driven autonomous combat drones that can operate alongside human pilots. What's the capabilities? Autonomous flights, navigation, and combat execution. Rapid decision-making through AI-powered control systems. Stealth capabilities to avoid detection. Could it be related? If the mystery drones are U.S. military assets, they may be Skyborg test vehicles conducting high-tech reconnaissance and operational experiments. The United States Air Force Skyborg program, interesting read. Final analysis. Are the mystery drones part of a government operation? Here's what I put. Most likely explanation. There we go. DARPA, Skyborg, AI testing. Classified drone tests under real-world conditions. The AATIP, UAP monitoring. Government agencies tracking potentially foreign or unexplained aerial objects. Psychological conditioning, a modern MK Ultra style experiment studying public perception of aerial threats. Least likely, but still possible. False flag Operation Northwoods 2.0. This was used to justify new military actions or surveillance expansions. Project Bluebeam. While speculative, like I said, the elements needed for deception, AI drones, media manipulation, and psychological warfare exist. The mystery drones over the U.S. may not be as random as officials claim. With historical patterns of government secrecy, false flags, and aerial deceptions. These events warrant deeper scrutiny. As federal investigations continue, these questions remain. Are these drones simply unidentified, or are they part of something much bigger? Stay tuned for more updates as more classified reports continue to surface. And that's all I have. Thank you all again for following. This is Watchdog News, and I'm signing off. I hope you enjoyed tonight's report. I love you all so much. I'm out.